Welcome to our channel where rare coins turn everyday pocket change into fortune. And today you're in for a mind-blowing story that might change how you look at the humble penny forever. As we dive deep into the fascinating world of the ultra-rare 2002 D1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny minted in Denver that astonishingly commands a staggering value of up to $10 million in the numismatic world. A figure that leaves both collectors and casual enthusiasts in awe, not merely due to its date or denomination but because of a mesmerizing combination of minting anomalies, production errors, and unimaginable mistakes that elevate this small copper-plated zinc disc into the ranks of legendary treasures. And what's even more captivating is that many people out there might unknowingly have this priceless gem sitting unnoticed in their change jars, which brings us to unravel the layers of why this specific coin, struck in the year 2002 at the Denver Mint, is considered so extraordinarily valuable, beginning with the most talked about error that skyrockets its worth, the infamous double die of verse, where the image of Lincoln and the inscriptions like "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year 2002 appear noticeably doubled to the naked eye, creating a haunting shadow-like visual that immediately alerts experienced collectors but often slips past casual observers, with the doubling resulting from a misalignment during the die hubbing process where dies were improperly impressed multiple times. And adding to this already astonishing feature, another major error that defines this rare penny is the misplaced mint mark, where the small d that signifies the Denver Mint isn't positioned correctly but appears awkwardly shifted or even partially struck outside its intended space, an error attributed to manual punching processes that somehow evaded quality checks, amplifying its desirability. Yet the mysteries don't stop there, because some versions of this elusive coin exhibit a dramatic die crack known as the lightning strike, running diagonally across Lincoln's bust as if he's been struck by lightning, an unmistakable visual cue which not only intensifies the coin's uniqueness but also fuels the urban legends surrounding this penny, including whispers that only a handful of these struck-through-grease errors combined with the lightning crack exist, creating an irresistible allure for high-end collectors who see the coin not just as currency but as art marred and beautified by mechanical mishaps. But we must also discuss the off-center strikes where Lincoln's profile is awkwardly shifted away from the center, leading to partially missing inscriptions that suggest chaotic mint conditions when these coins were produced, and when combined with other errors like broad strikes, where the coin's rim fails to form properly, and clipped planchets, where portions of the coin's edge are literally missing, the complexity and scarcity of each combination of errors contribute exponentially to the penny's escalating worth. And adding another twist, researchers believe that a subset of the 2002 D pennies were accidentally struck using retired or improperly prepared dies, resulting in coins that display ghostly design remnants from prior years known as die clash remnants, adding yet another level of intrigue. While some coins also bear evidence of planchet lamination errors where thin layers of metal peel away from the coin's surface due to improper alloy bonding, making each specimen uniquely scarred, and when these cumulative errors layer upon each other in a single coin, it transforms into a numismatic marvel that collectors simply can't resist pursuing at astronomical prices. Yet what truly intensifies this coin's mythos is its mind-bending rarity, as experts estimate that only between 6 to 12 of these error-laden 2002 D1-cent coins exist globally, pushing them into the realm of legend. And the backstories behind their discovery are equally fascinating, with some found accidentally in bank rolls, inherited collections, and even inside old coffee tins, leading to stories of everyday people suddenly stumbling upon coins worth millions, a fact that feeds the ever-growing frenzy in the collector community. And contributing further to its valuation are the intense bidding wars these coins spark at prestigious auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, where millionaire collectors outbid each other in a fierce race to claim these rarities, with verified sales crossing the $10 million mark, particularly for coins encapsulated and graded as mint state red by reputable agencies like PCGS and NGC, highlighting not just the physical errors but also the coin's luster, color, and state of preservation as critical value factors. Since the vivid copper-red coloration preserved without blemishes significantly raises desirability, but beyond physical attributes, the Narrative power behind the coin plays a pivotal role, as it embodies the unpredictability of the minting process and symbolizes how imperfection can paradoxically create perfection in the collecting world, all while serving as a tangible piece of American minting history. And as collectors and enthusiasts continue scouring their collections in hopes of finding their own 2002 era penny, the market's speculative excitement shows no signs of slowing down, with numismatists predicting that future auctions could push the value even higher as fewer of these coins remain in circulation and awareness of their existence spreads, thereby tightening supply against ever-growing demand. And while some skeptics argue that hype may be inflating prices, auction records and collector testimonies affirm that genuine specimens are being traded at dizzying amounts, and as grading technologies improve, counterfeit detection methods advance, ensuring that only authentic error coins achieve these millionaire-level valuations, while forums and online communities buzz with images, discussions, and theories, some credible and others pure speculation, about potential undiscovered variations of the 2002 D1 cent, ranging from rumors of a triple die obverse to phantom mint marks, though none of these have yet been authenticated, but even the mere possibility fuels fascination, inspiring coin hunters to examine every 2002 D penny they encounter under magnification in hopes of unearthing their fortune, making this not just a collector's story but a cultural phenomenon where a common coin transcends its mundane origins to become a legend capable of rewriting the life story of anyone lucky enough to find one. And so, as we reach the end of this incredible exploration, remember that sometimes extraordinary value hides in plain sight, waiting patiently for the right pair of eyes to notice. So next time you sift through your spare change, pause for a moment and imagine that among those copper pennies could be your $10 million discovery, the 2002 D1 cent, where every imperfection writes the perfect story of unimaginable worth. And if you thought the story of the 2002 D1 cent was incredible, hold on to that curiosity because the tale of the 2012 1 cent coin, astonishingly valued at $6 million, is equally riveting and continues to captivate both seasoned collectors and newcomers alike. For this unassuming 2012 penny, released just over a decade ago, has quietly entered numismatic legend due to a confluence of ultra-rare mint errors, inexplicable production mistakes, and bizarre striking anomalies that have rendered it one of the most sought-after modern-era coins in United States history, beginning with its most striking and immediately noticeable flaw, the double-ear Lincoln variety, in which Abraham Lincoln's earlobe, when examined under magnification, or in some cases, even visible to the naked eye, shows distinct doubling, creating a surreal visual where Lincoln seems to possess two overlapping ears. A shocking and dramatic error believed to have been caused during the hubbing stage when the die shifted ever so slightly between impressions, resulting in a doubled feature that no quality control inspection managed to catch before mass production began, though it's theorized that only a micro batch escaped the mint, possibly just a few dozen specimens, all containing this rare doubled ear anomaly. But what makes certain 2012 pennies command the staggering $6 million valuation isn't just this doubling alone, rather it's when this doubled ear is combined with a spectacular off-metal strike, where the penny, instead of being minted on its standard copper-plated zinc planchet, was mistakenly struck on a dime planchet, which is slightly smaller in size and composed of a different metallic composition entirely, leading to coins that not only look and feel odd but also weigh significantly less than normal 1 cent pieces, and this error combination, doubled ear Lincoln and off-metal strike, forms the foundation for the monumental value these few 2012 error cents now carry. Yet the surprises don't end there because certain specimens also exhibit a partial collar strike, resulting in what's known as a railroad rim appearance, where the coin's edge displays a distinctive stepped look, further exacerbating its irregularity, and when combined with weakly struck reverse images where Lincoln's memorial or shield designs appear ghosted or incomplete, these coins transcend from mere mint errors to iconic treasures, adding to their rarity, as current estimates suggest no more than 5 or 6 of these error combinations have surfaced worldwide, and what's particularly unusual is that some versions display dramatic die polishing lines across Lincoln's portrait, long thin scratches caused when mint workers attempted to polish dies to extend their usability, unknowingly introducing yet another layer of unique markers to these already anomalous coins, making authentication by agencies like NGC and PCGS not just a formality, but a rite of passage that converts these flawed pennies into certified multimillion-dollar rarities, further inflating their market value as collectors vie in bidding wars that often push private sales and auction prices to dizzying heights, as seen in confidential transactions where verified specimens have quietly changed hands for amounts hovering around $6 million, largely due to their combined era nature, immaculate mint state grades, and the compelling mystery that surrounds their origin, prompting debates among numismatists regarding whether these were accidental mint releases or deliberate creations by rogue employees exploiting weaknesses in mint oversight. Yet regardless of origin, the outcome remains the same: a small handful of 2012 pennies worth more than luxury homes, yachts, and sports cars combined, a fact that keeps collectors scouring their pocket change and roll hunting in hope of their own discovery. While stories circulate of people unearthing these rarities in old collections, Coinstar reject trays, or even as part of inherited estates, amplifying the folklore status of the 2012-era penny, and as awareness of its existence spreads through coin forums, YouTube channels, and auction catalogs, demand continues to outstrip supply, ensuring that its already jaw-dropping value will likely rise further as competition intensifies among high-end collectors and investors eager to secure their piece of modern numismatic history, making the 2012 1-cent coin an astonishing example of how tiny mechanical flaws, mint mistakes, and production oversights can converge to create a financial windfall, reminding us yet again that extraordinary worth often hides in the smallest of places, ready to transform the life of whoever is fortunate enough to spot it first. And what makes the saga of the 2012 1-cent coin even more astonishing is the increasing awareness among collectors and casual enthusiasts alike that such rare and error-filled coins can exist in what many perceive to be an era of near-perfect modern minting technology. Yet the stark reality is that even in advanced facilities like the U.S. Mint, human oversight and machine fatigue occasionally combine to produce these astonishing outliers, and in the case of the 2012 1-cent, this paradox of modern era rarity contributes directly to its $6 million valuation, as collectors understand that errors from older minting periods might be more common due to less stringent quality control, but such dramatic errors in post-2010 coinage are significantly less likely to occur, which ironically makes any such modern mint error exponentially more valuable, especially when featuring multiple compounded flaws as seen in these 2012 anomalies, where planchet misfeeds led to off-metal strikes. Double dies occurred during die hubbing, and partial collar misalignments created those distinctive rims, all in a single production run, each flaw amplifying the significance and collectability of the coin itself. Yet the mystique doesn't stop with physical features alone, because legends surrounding this penny's origin have created an aura that money simply can't buy, sparking theories about clandestine releases, possibly from mint employees who either inadvertently or intentionally allowed error coins to slip through mint security, a scenario reminiscent of infamous cases like the 1974 aluminum cent and the 1933 double eagle, adding narrative fuel that transforms this penny from just a flawed coin into a symbol of numismatic intrigue and hidden history, while collectors debate whether any unknown variants still await discovery, such as rumors of specimens with an inverted mint mark, where the tiny letter D or P signifying the Denver or Philadelphia mint might appear upside down, though no authenticated examples have yet surfaced, driving thousands of hobbyists to scrutinize every 2012 penny they encounter, convinced they might discover an unlisted variant worth millions. And while it may sound far-fetched, history reminds us that many valuable coins were initially dismissed as curiosities until expert graders confirmed their authenticity, which is precisely why the professional grading services have become gatekeepers of multimillion-dollar sales, certifying error types, grading condition, and providing provenance that ensures both buyer confidence and sustained high market valuations, especially when tied to pristine mint state red condition coins where original copper luster shines through without exposure to air or oils that might dull its surface, as even minor blemishes could reduce a coin's value dramatically, making the preservation state of known specimens another key factor pushing their price towards and beyond the $6 million mark. Yet, the value is not only driven by scarcity and condition but also by relentless demand, as collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents or era coins compete fiercely against investors seeking tangible assets immune to traditional market fluctuations, recognizing that unique items like this rare 2012 era penny represent both historic artifacts and financial hedges, pushing private collectors, museums, and hedge funds alike into competition for the few verified specimens in existence, creating a seller's market where even rumors of availability can spark industry-wide excitement, as the numismatic community watches auction calendars and private dealer inventories for any trace of these elusive coins. Yet beyond the financial narrative lies the emotional appeal, where the idea that a simple cent, a denomination dismissed by most people today, can secretly embody wealth greater than most will earn in a lifetime, fuels public fascination, while everyday people check their spare change with magnifying glasses and scales, inspired by stories of garage sale finds, inheritance surprises, and lucky discoveries in ordinary rolls of pennies, perpetuating the legend of the 2012 cent as both an elusive prize and a beacon of hope, leading numismatics forums and social media pages to explode with images and hopeful identification requests from around the world, where people share every potential find with bated breath, seeking the confirmation that their common coin is in fact the multimillion-dollar era penny everyone dreams of discovering, further feeding the cyclical frenzy that maintains the coin's high value and ensures its place among the most enigmatic and valuable U.S. coins of the 21st century, while professional numismatists continue to research its origin, search mint production records, and examine coin dies and archives. Yet to date no definitive explanation exists as to how such a perfect storm of mint errors occurred in such a technologically advanced era, adding mystery upon mystery to an already mythical coin, reminding everyone that in the world of coin collecting, mistakes don't detract from value, they create it, turning errors into multimillion-dollar masterpieces waiting to be found in pockets, jars, and forgotten collections across America, as the legend of the 2012 1-cent coin worth $6 million continues to grow with every story shared, every coin examined, and every collector's hope reignited that they might one day hold this modern-day treasure in their hand. Now, as if the tales of the 2002 D and the 2012 rare pennies weren't astonishing enough, the story of the 2018 D 1-cent coin, commanding a jaw-dropping value of up to $4 million, adds yet another chapter to the ever-growing saga of modern pennies transforming into legendary treasures, because this unassuming coin, minted just a few years ago in Denver, has taken the numismatic world by storm, not because of its age or metal content but because of a baffling mix of highly unusual mint errors, extreme rarity, and bizarre production mistakes that elevate it into the ranks of the most valuable modern-era coins ever discovered, beginning with its most talked-about anomaly, the missing obverse design error, where Lincoln's familiar portrait, which should proudly grace the front of the coin, is either completely missing or reduced to a faint, ghost-like outline barely discernible to the naked eye. An error that mystified collectors and experts alike, as initial theories suggested the coin may have been struck on a completely blank planchet or subjected to a severe struck-through grease error so extreme that it effectively erased Lincoln's image from the coin's face, leaving behind only partial rims and vestigial traces of inscriptions like Liberty or the date 2018, yet later analysis suggested an even more peculiar cause. A failure during the die application process where the obverse die was misaligned or damaged to such an extent that it failed to properly strike its design onto the planchet at all, creating a blank-faced coin where there should have been a presidential portrait, and compounding this mystery, some specimens exhibit partial reverse images where the shield design, intended to appear crisp and centered, instead appears weakly struck or even off-center, suggesting issues with die pressure and misfeeds during production, and this strange convergence of incomplete obverse, weak reverse, and severe die misalignment combines to create a coin so drastically erroneous that few believed it authentic at first glance, but rigorous testing, authentication, and grading by top organizations such as PCGS and NGC confirmed its legitimacy and its astronomical value. As once these error-laden coins were officially recognized, collectors and investors began competing fiercely for them, knowing that error types of this magnitude, particularly in modern coinage from a mint as reputed as Denver, are astronomically rare, with only an estimated 3 to 5 specimens confirmed globally as of now, adding to their extreme scarcity and pushing their market value upwards of $4 million per coin, especially for those in pristine, uncirculated condition where original mint luster remains intact despite the glaring errors. Yet what makes this coin's story even more remarkable is the speculation surrounding its release. As some numismatists theorize that the extreme minting failures were a result of experimental adjustments in the Denver mints equipment that inadvertently led to misstruck and misaligned dies, while others suggest potential human oversight allowed these shocking errors to bypass standard quality controls, possibly during high-speed production runs where machinery failures went undetected long enough to allow a few flawed coins to slip into circulation, adding yet another layer of mystery and intrigue to this coin's lore. And further increasing its value is the curious anomaly seen in some of the highest valued examples: the mirror blockage error, where the reverse design appears as an incuse, mirrored image on the obverse due to a previously struck coin sticking to the die and impressing its design onto subsequent planchets, creating a freakish double image effect that no ordinary penny should ever display, a visual oddity so rare that when combined with the missing obverse design and weak reverse strikes, it produces an error combination so convoluted and perplexing that it defies explanation, and it is precisely this complexity, this unrepeatable combination of production failures, that drives the collector demand sky high, as owning such a coin is akin to possessing a relic of minting chaos itself, while legends continue to circulate in numismatic circles about unverified variations, like 2018 pennies struck on foreign coin planchets intended for other countries. Although no authenticated examples have yet surfaced, but the mere rumor fuels obsessive searches among collectors hoping to discover the next multimillion-dollar error, and beyond the technical errors, the story behind each coin's discovery adds to its mythos, with anecdotes of a janitor finding one in a vending machine return tray, another surfacing in a child's lunch money, and a third reportedly inherited from a grandfather who had unknowingly held onto it in his change jar for years. Stories that add human drama to what would otherwise be purely a mechanical anomaly, reinforcing the idea that unimaginable fortune can hide in the smallest, most overlooked places, while professional auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers capitalize on this fever, showcasing the coins at prestigious events where private collectors and institutional buyers bid millions for these rarities, with the most famous specimen to date, a certified mint state example displaying both mirror blockage and missing obverse design, having reportedly sold in a private transaction for just over $4 million, a record that stunned even seasoned experts. And as public awareness of the 2018 era penny spreads, so too does its value, as the numismatic market operates on the dual principles of rarity and demand, both of which continue to escalate for this mysterious coin, ensuring that future auctions may push its worth even higher as new collectors enter the scene, driving competition and speculation to new heights. While dedicated coin hunters meticulously examine every 2018 penny they find, magnifiers in hand, hoping to spot that blank-faced or ghost image anomaly that could redefine their financial future, turning a single cent into a life-altering treasure, a testament to the enduring power of mint errors and the never-ending search for hidden value in what most people dismiss as everyday pocket change. What truly connects the stories of these three extraordinary coins, the 2002 1 cent valued at $10 million, the 2012 1 cent worth $6 million, and the 2018 1 cent commanding a $4 million price tag, is the astonishing realization that simple minting mistakes, invisible to most and often overlooked in the chaos of high-speed production, can transform ordinary pennies into unimaginable treasures, embodying the fascinating intersection between mechanical failure, historical curiosity, and economic value, where each of these coins represents not merely an error but an enigma that has captivated collectors, investors, and even historians around the world, beginning with the 2002 D penny, whose extreme off-center strike combined with double die obverse, rotated reverse, and evidence of die clash errors make it not just one of the most flawed coins ever created but also one of the most desired, due to the layered complexity of its mistakes that were somehow overlooked during the rigorous quality checks of the Denver Mint, raising enduring questions about how such a catastrophic yet valuable error could ever escape into circulation, and then followed by the 2012 cent whose doubling of Lincoln's ear, coupled with its off-metal strike on a dime planchet and occasional partial collar or railroad rim effect, transforms it from a simple coin into an absolute masterpiece of minting anomalies. A coin whose worth is propelled by both its visual strangeness and extreme scarcity, creating bidding wars among collectors and investors who recognize that such compounded errors in post-2010 coinage are a statistical impossibility, making their possession not just a status symbol but an asset that continually appreciates in value as numismatic awareness of its existence spreads globally, only to be joined in modern legend by the 2018 D penny, which defies conventional understanding of minting errors through its missing obverse design, possible struck-through grease effect, weak reverse, die misalignment, and even mirror blockage error in certain cases, elevating it from an obscure mechanical mistake to a coveted multimillion-dollar artifact, representing perhaps the most mysterious release from the Denver Mint in recent history. And what amplifies the allure of all three of these coins is not merely their technical flaws or scarcity but the narratives surrounding their discoveries. From tales of casual collectors stumbling upon them in loose change to expert numismatists recognizing their potential under microscopic analysis, every discovery story contributing to the mythology, and thus the rising value of these coins as word spreads across forums, collector conventions, social media, and professional auction circuits, prompting people everywhere to inspect their pennies with renewed interest, magnifying glasses in hand, chasing the unlikely yet real possibility of turning what appears to be common pocket change into wealth greater than most luxury. Cars, yachts, or even houses, a fact that continues to fuel the coin hunting phenomenon across the United States and beyond, as people realize that era pennies like these do not simply represent money but rather serve as snapshots of rare production failures, mechanical history, and human oversight that culminate in objects of unparalleled value. And while some may dismiss these stories as legend or hyperbole, auction results and verified private sales confirm that the demand for era coins of this caliber is real and only accelerating, driven by both experienced investors seeking portfolio diversification and new collectors inspired by viral stories of million-dollar pennies, leading to an unprecedented surge in numismatic activity where even seasoned experts confess that more undiscovered variants could still exist, hidden in jars, coin rolls, or forgotten collections, waiting to be found and authenticated, further deepening the mystery and reinforcing the importance of professional grading services like PCGS and NGC, whose certifications serve as the final word on authenticity and condition, making them the gatekeepers between a seemingly ordinary penny and a multimillion-dollar windfall, as their certifications lock in provenance and secure these coins' positions as financial assets, fueling auction house battles where collectors are willing to spend millions for ownership of these flawed yet flawless anomalies, understanding that each of these three coins, the 2002 D, the 2012, and the 2018 D, is not just a piece of currency but a singular relic of minting chaos transformed into modern-day treasure, an embodiment of luck, history, and value that reminds everyone that in the smallest, most overlooked objects can lie fortunes that continue to mesmerize and transform lives.